recording. Okay.
By the way, I fixed my name on Gilded. So
Well, it's not that you needed to fix your name. It's that you have 2 accounts on Gilded now.
So?
Why?
He's like, fight me, dude.
Why? Because I want to track the SR stuff on my CamSpot account. Because my regular account I don't play on very often, and so it just sort of sits there. And
So do we want to remove that one from Gilded then?
no.
Okay. Whatever.
What's wrong with both?
I don't know.
Chances are the higher SR one is going to take up space on the inside page.
You don't have to include it, do you?
Yeah, I think you can choose what team members it uses. I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think that's the case. If it's not, I'll just kick you off the team. No problem. Let's see. Let's do some jumping around.
Not loading.
What do you mean it's not loading?
The link.
What the fuck do you mean it's not load? Is it working for anyone else?
It just took like a minute because like it first asked. I'll get
There we go.
Okay, so you should all see a timestamp of like 1:13 right now.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Let's fucking get it.
And then you have our commentary. You don't have calls.
I don't know. Does this have any audio? It does. It's just really quiet.
I didn't want to have the problem where my audio was absolutely trash like the last time. So now that it's
you way overcompensated. Way overcompensated, but it's fine.
Probably. Hi.
Hey, Calhoun.
Hey,
kitties.
Oh, let's move this to super secret team chat. By the way.
Indeed.
Okay. And I'll wait for Calhoun
Before
to
Zork suddenly joins the general.
What are you waiting
chat.
for?
you to open up the Mayhem link.
Oh, I didn't see you had posted that. I see
It's
that
in
now.
Scrim discussion.
I do see that.
Pro
Poggers.
69 is also here.
He is here. Poggers, my doggers. The whole squad's in town. Actually, it's not
Yes.
true. iBeams isn't here.
Is iBeams coming?
Scrim discussion.
No, iBeams will not be coming today. We're not going over
Or
either of his
D&D.
matches though. So.
Yeah, we already did the 2 matches with him last night, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is super quiet comms.
Yeah, it's fucking.
Right,
It's gonna be like everyone's gonna need to shut up if we want to hear
Yeah, we don't
comms.
do that.
There
Yeah.
are comms.
That's not gonna
It's
happen.
just me and Yandere talking.
Oh, is it? Okay, then I'm not gonna worry about it. Unless
If
we
you
want to watch.
I mean, yeah, I have my video.
You know, let's
so
watch Calhoun's perspective because
Ow.
comms is something that we do want to talk about, right?
Yeah, you're gonna
So-
see me throw one of these around, so it'll be real fun.
Fuck yeah, dude! I love throwing. I mean,
Yeah, I was
wait,
gonna
what?
say, isn't
Do you
this
have-
even-
do you-
It's just them.
Me to record from my perspective as well.
Did you forget what your abilities did? Like, what was that about?
What?
So, if for some reason my game crashes and you guys need to pause, whoever takes
Good
over...
advice.
Guess whose game crashed?
Shift plus.
I wish you could make
That
this
guy.
lobby leaders or something.
I wish I could appoint substitute lobby leaders as well, Calhoun. Oh wait, time out.
Whoever
What?
takes over is
So we're running
Control Shift plus.
dive with Junkrat at this
Yes.
point, right? Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna let this play through.
This is mindless on the tracer.
Black room.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna go high grounds.
Oh, it's probably better to not listen to this with Yandere's commentary then, because
You know what I mean?
I've watched it and it was just him
Yeah, I
being like,
watched it
"Why the fuck would you recall there? What the fuck are you doing?" Like, not constructive.
Good at just,
I mean, he's not wrong.
Basic-
I slept.
oh yeah, no, it's
No.
You by yourself because I was like, oh, we're going up top.
Okay.
So
what
I
do we
don't think you called that. If
I don't
I
think you did either, but
Yeah.
in the future, we are never going up top there again.
No.
Because one time we actually all went up there, it went so poorly.
it doesn't work. You either go through the high ground, you go through server like we did, or you go main.
Well, I turned around.
You did.
Everyone
Also,
followed, which
also,
was good.
also, we never go coast, and we'll see why later.
Yes, that too.
They're doing Ryan Zarya.
Let's dive on that.
Tracers in back.
Who did you just call to dive for? I didn't
Cameron.
actually hear it.
That did not sound like him.
Let's dive on that.
Tracers in back.
Oh, somebody talked right over him at that point. It's whatever.
But it will,
Sorry,
pretty
it's
sure
got
it was
Discord?
the
Monkey just jumped
Maybe.
in on critical health.
Yep.
I'm out of max.
So that's something that we need to talk about again. Is just like you need to be kind of like hugging corners or whatever until you're actually ready to engage on someone, because that way you'll be at full health when you go in. I think you're gonna get killed pretty quick here if I remember right, because we lose these first couple fights, right?
Sorry, Brian.
Yep, I get popped out of mech.
Help back. Brian harassing our back line.
Pop sorry's bubble. She's super low.
Well, maybe we win this fight. Shit.
Good res. Good res.
I just say good res because she res me.
I expected that.
Can you try to give me a little bit more warning on before you dive?
Honestly, I don't know if I would have res there just because he has such high mobility,
You're like,
but I don't know.
It's
We
fine.
hadn't won the fight yet, though.
Oh, that's what it was. I think it was a call on the Genji. That's what I just said in comms, at least. So I don't know. So you being up here at the start, like, so hiding up here once we've capped point, I don't think is a bad idea, because you get all the sight lines from up there unless they run through server, basically. But choosing to engage from there at the start, I don't think works well.
Oh God. I'm
Well,
not ready.
so hold on a second. Pause it again for a second.
Mm-hmm.
So this kind of goes back to what we talked about a little bit on second point Volskaya
Yeah.
defense. So having the two the super high mobility heroes, or even just both of our tanks up top,
Mm-hmm.
and having them engage down on the left side so they can fall down and just basically
Yep.
save their mobility, that could prove beneficial. I think it may be something we just have to work on, or
Yeah.
something like that. But I don't think it's completely worthless, but at the same time, I know it's not something that we.
Yeah. No, I think it's a good
so.
idea. I'm just trying to remember. So I'm trying to think of recent OWL that I watched. Whenever they play Lijiang, they were running Ryan Zarya, so they couldn't get up here anyway. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's where, if you're running dive, that's where your tanks are hanging out for the start. You just have to be careful that you don't lose someone like Mercy to, like, say if they have Junkrat spam, right?
Yeah, so Junkrat spam can kind of shut that down a bit. So
Yeah. We have to be careful about that, but it's okay. By the way, Jaeger, did you watch the other VOD review, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you know about, like, Volskaya positioning and stuff like that for second point?
A little bit. I'll have to rewatch it.
Okay. So there's one specific point where we take like a solid 5-minute chunk to talk about how you set up dive in that. Just try to find that and watch it if you're gonna really seriously watch anything from that video. That's like the number one thing, basically.
and it is specifically on defense too.
But the principles are applicable to many maps, right?
Yes,
So the
absolutely.
specific positioning is for Volskaya, but the concepts of why you run it that way should shed some light on where we should be positioning before every fight as dive tanks. So anyway, I'll let this run. I don't know why they're splitting up. I don't know if they're just not coordinated. Oh,
Free left side.
Even if you said it didn't hit our Mercy, that's whatever.
nah. How the fuck did they sleep the Mercy?
I have no clue on that one still.
It was a solid sleep.
Zarya. Ones. I
I
knew.
can't remember. I do remember from her perspective.
The fuck? She didn't res me.
The
I'm just kidding.
On Zarya and computer room going back towards their mini. Dude, you were landing like everything on that Ryan.
Yeah, I don't know. His movement was pretty easy to follow.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a giant. Oh, Winston's taking a nap.
Okay, I don't understand how they didn't punish that. Like, I'm going over here thinking I might have to trance this or
So-
heal him, but they
so-
didn't even go for it.
So I find that sometimes it depends on what you're like, who you have alive at that moment, right? So if they only have people, yeah. Well, I think here, let's go back a little bit. So they have a Genji, they have a Rhine. I think they might have one support with them right now.
The honor to sleep him.
Oh, the Ana, yeah. So they have relatively low damage output. At that point, so I don't think they would have been able to kill him basically by the time the
I
wake
was
animation.
also on the auto. So you have to remember that she
Yeah.
was going back.
You know
to
why?
her.
The rest of the team didn't see him. Because look at the objective marker. That's the position where it covers everything.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Bad
That's
luck.
What bad luck on this.
Yeah.
thing.
The other thing I will say is, Jaeger, you have to be careful about making these flanks just because it puts you out of line of sight of your Zen currently and your Mercy, right? Just something to think about when you go on these routes. I'll talk about that a little bit. I guess you had Mercy with you here, but that was kind of dangerous for Blood to do anyway. But we'll talk about that a little bit on Dorado with one of the attacks specifically that we did too.
Ryan half.
He's discorded.
I'm on the run.
We did a good job of stalling that fight. They really should have pushed in because they pretty much won it.
He's dead. There's a Genji behind.
Zarya?
I'm on Genji. Invite to group then.
Nope.
We can't let this Zarya get away. She's really high charge. Shit, she just got a mega.
Oh.
I can
Yeah,
translate
do we
this one.
really want a monkey ult here?
My thought was that I can ult better and push them off, but I cannot monkey ult well, as you see 3 seconds from now.
So that's a good thing to do at last fight, but at this point, even if we team wipe them here, we still have to fight another fight after, right? So unless you're usually on control when I play Winston, I'll either use Primal really early if I get it, and then I should be able to get it again by last fight. Or if I get it kind of late, say anywhere after 50% really, unless we flip it, I'm going to save it until the very end because you can do some really serious body blocking with it. Just things to think about.
Okay, let's go.
You could have short jumped instead of long
It's
jump.
huge.
I think.
Anytime I get someone, it's huge. Fact.
Shit, she's still charged up, isn't she?
Yeah.
It's all right. We picked a lot of people. I don't know why the fuck they're trying to push in right now.
She's discorded.
Watch, they're gonna.
They feel that they have to. That's the
good.
point.
But they only have 3 people up right now. I guess now they're starting to come back in. That was just unlucky.
Yeah, that was
She was max charge.
No.
ridiculous.
I got slept.
And then that Zarya was such high charge, she just melted me.
Yep.
Yeah,
And I got a
that's why
Rhine
That's why we
coming
took a
through
breather.
Yep, no
Yeah.
Oh, I just used.
So Mana did or Mindless did a really good job of disengaging there, actually, saying that the fight was lost and just piecing the fuck out.
It's cool. It's cool.
Who keeps making some calls that I don't know the name of?
Didn't he
So let the
die?
Zarya cool off.
Yeah.
Who are you hearing?
There's somebody who's making calls.
Let me go back a little bit.
Uh,
Let's start from here and just listen.
Yep, no
I don't know if they talked at all.
Mindless was already dead.
I just
Oh, so
used my
Mindless didn't
focus.
engage, he was just already at spawn from dying.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Might be.
Honestly, I almost want to give them 20%, so Zarya's
To
charging
let the
us now.
Zarya cool off.
Yeah. So,
Maybe.
Bod, don't-
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, I just thought about we had if we're at zero, if they're at 0, let the Zarya go down a little bit, but I
Yeah.
think we did. It took 20 charge off
Yeah.
at least.
Granted, we're playing Junkrat, so she's probably going to charge up again pretty quick, but it's not the worst idea. I think we get rolled this next fight because we don't engage well, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I got a hit and swung on me, which
Watch, they-
knocked me off the map.
No, this is when we go up top, I think.
Oh god, yeah.
Genji's looking.
Trance again,
He's behind.
and maybe Nano.
Keep watching it.
Let's go up top.
I'm not going to make any comments on Blah's junk play. But apparently you're conserving your minds too much.
Chat while we're playing.
Yeah, that's just a little bit of cooldown management.
So it is really hard to engage from up here because you can't fit all 6 people on the platform at once. Right? So I think I don't know why I fall down. I don't know if there was a call to go down or if I just made space or if I was
Did you
just being
push
a
your teammates?
dumbass.
Did I accidentally push
I
them off?
don't think so. Let's see.
Thing in
Also,
in-game chat
why
while
were
we're
you
playing.
reloading, Calhoun?
Yeah, so that's one thing for you specifically. When you start a fight, you have to have 20 balls, dude.
I
Even
think
if
it's
you're
because
charging up before, it's you're prepared. But
Yeah.
this gave you a huge disadvantage because then you have to reload and you're completely.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And I've seen in Jane's VOD reviews him talking specifically about that too, about how anytime there's Once you really go to contest, you need to have full ammo. So
Yeah,
we're only
so-
calling
yeah.
you out because we're watching
okay.
your perspective. But
Yeah, I usually try to open up the fight with the right click first. So I think what
Mhm.
happened was I like instinctively didn't reload
yeah,
there. So yeah, I definitely should because I usually we engage right away instead of rotating. So I need to watch that on anytime we rotate because I think that's probably an issue anytime we rotate. I bet I don't do that.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah. That'd be preferable.
I think I just fell.
Discord.
Yeah.
I just threw basically.
With you.
Yeah, it was too late at that point anyway. I was already charged by Ryan by the time he came down. Yeah, we have to. Oh, I crashed here anyway. Ryan charged me so hard that I left the game.
And then it takes me a whole few seconds to realize that I'm the leader to pause it.
Yeah, what are you doing?
It's all right. It's
Trying to pause.
not a big deal.
Control shift equals.
I did not expect it.
It's okay.
Oh, rip.
I know.
It'd be nice for OBS to not crash my shit.
It may be full.
This takes like a minute or two, so you might as well just skip ahead.
Yeah, because I think you just come back and reset here anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't
Okay.
I don't die here. We just reset.
ahead about 45 seconds.
This is fine.
No, coast.
Okay, so never, ever, ever go this way,
Especially
especially
against
against the Lucio.
Inside.
Watch out,
Did
Lucio.
you not have jump?
Yeah,
He just used it. Yeah,
Okay.
I think we actually. Do we end up losing this map, or do we take it back at the end here?
I can't remember.
I know we 2-1 Lijiang, but I can't remember if this is the one that we lost. But if we did, it's because we wasted 2 engages trying to do cool stuff.
We won this one.
Did we? Okay. What the fuck is this bit rate?
Didn't go so
Here
far.
when I have to.
Like I said, I'm going to 720 and increasing it.
Nah.
Otherwise, call me out to the target.
So they're down.
Ryan.
Also, didn't get shattered there for some reason.
Magic.
All right.
That was a good
Pause,
trance.
I need to get better at predicting the Reinhardt shatters and trances.
So here's we'll go back to
Shut up, phone.
The Rise should have killed Zen.
well, I think it was just I was just kind of in the way, so he tried to charge and just couldn't do anything about it. But I will say, based on how their team is positioned right now, so this is the kind of thing that I've started doing is especially with tanks, especially so Ryan, Winston, Zarya, and Diva to an extent. It's really easy to predict when they're going to ult because they're going to start playing way more aggressive than they normally do at the start of a fight, right? And if you watch, just kind of look at like how they're positioned right now. So they have some people like kind of up here. They have their healers all the way in the back, and Ryan is out pretty far right now. Ryan is out like all the way on the edge of the control meter here with not a lot of people behind him. At me, I look at that and I'm like, okay, Ryan's looking to shatter. Also knowing that he hasn't used it since like first fight. So
Otherwise, call me out to the target.
There is that, but he was also like
Ryan.
a frag. Like,
he was a frag Ryan. But he was playing like fraggy.
I want to pause for a second.
That-
Do we really think that it was worth using both support ults here?
I don't think so. I think trans should have been used, but it's my fault because I wasn't calling ults beforehand. You think it's good or bad?
I think it was good that it was used because it's 99.99.
True,
Yeah.
but even then, stacking support ults is bad unless you absolutely need to. I would have rather used trance, and then if we lose one or two people to like the grav or the fire strike, then you pop Valk.
Okay, but like here's my thinking. You already know they have grav as well, right? And if Mercy's in the air, she's
Well, they just
way harder
grabbed
to
right
get
here.
grabbed. Yeah, no, like before they grab, you know they have grab.
But so if she had used Valk in order to
She
like
probably-
proactively get away from Valk, yes, but I don't think that's why it happens. I think she just got lucky in that their Ryan made what was potentially a big play and popped Valk to keep everyone up. So,
I think it would have been less of a problem if Blood Pelt had damaged noted like she was
Yeah,
stealing.
that's the
most
other
of that
thing,
time.
right? We're grabbed, but we're also in trance right now, right? And there's no real reason, unless like we're also getting hit by like a rocket barrage or some really high burst damage ult. There's no reason to be heal boosting and in transcendence at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Yeah, that's what I was sort of thinking too.
Ah, Jesus Christ.
But here's a thought for you. McCree can kill through trance.
McCree?
McCree. He
Oh,
just
just
gets close
headshots?
to one of them, and then just 5 bullets in the head kills.
Were they
trance.
running McCree at this point?
They were running McCree.
Were they? Okay.
Yes,
They were.
I know they didn't have it at the start, but they switched to it.
Ryan still won.
Got Ryan.
Holy shit, that's Zarya though.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's Zarya predicted
she
my
did
fire
some work.
So hard.
Genji's behind.
Zarya's down finally.
You could have called out that Genji was on you earlier.
Yeah.
Then we could have peeled.
My Lucio behind. Lucio Discord.
Who would win? 4 coordinated players or 1 speed
Lucio.
boosty boy?
One slippery boy.
1 speed demon.
You can
Yo,
see
that's
the
his.
XP in the
That
bottom.
is his second shatter that fight. Fucking unreal, dude. This guy got pocketed hard.
Pocketing him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think too much though.
Like, he
Is this
died
our-
a lot, but yeah.
Wait. I just heard another.
Was that our
That's
second Valk this
the
fight?
second Valk.
Damn, dude. Jesus Christ.
Heal pocket.
Well,
She has
she
no
did
ability
so
to do
much
damage.
heal.
Tracer's
It's
dead.
okay.
Like, I was dead.
There goes
I
on.
was really dead so much.
Nice. Good comeback.
We would have killed that Genji anyway, but we did a
Oh, yeah.
we did a good job.
I would've killed him.
Nah.
You did kill him.
Sorry about the crash.
It's
Don't worry,
slow
I'll-
motion. You'll never know.
I lose track of like all the ults and everything that they've.
Well, I'm bitching right now. We the one thing is we also did a good job of calling cleanup at the end, which is something that we have struggled with in the past, and I think that bodes well. Right, we're actually calling targets and focusing them together. They did stall for longer than I would have liked at the end there, but sometimes people pull out last minute heroics when it's 99-99. I won't say too much about it.
Yeah, go mid.
The fuck is this
Don't
crosshair?
have jets for another 2, 1. Good.
Wait, clear.
There with that voice.
That's mind locked
That's mindless.
or mindless, yeah. Because
Okay,
we were asking him before this starts to kind of scout anyway. So he went far left and said it was clear. We know main is clear, so they must have gone around coast.
Yep.
So this map, I think next time maybe not run dive. Yeah. It's just a bit.
Yeah,
Tracer and Genji.
yeah, because you end up missing a lot of your jumps, right?
She's 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I do a lot actually on this map as D.Va? I jump through the windows above. Here, when we go main again, I'll show you. Like
Yo,
it's
Jaeger, will
pretty.
you turn up your gain a little bit right now?
Are these guys all Smurfs?
How is this?
Too much.
Oh my god.
Way
That's
too
a
much.
little much, but
Perfect.
Fucking moved it an inch. How about now?
They're trying to,
That's pretty
they were
good.
trying to bait
That's
something
good.
right there.
we got a Tracer
You
behind.
can always decrease his user volume. Like he's at 200% from
Yeah,
me
yeah.
right now.
Yeah, now he's at like 75. So
I took him down to 170.
They don't chase her too much. We gotta go to point eventually.
what the? Okay, I hope you look right here. Maybe not. Okay.
Nice.
Oh, sorry, I'm in the wrong place right now. So that Genji shooting noise that you heard, I'm so sad you didn't look right, dude, here, because it's so funny. There's literally just a Lucio and a Genji sitting here. Just not moving, just the Genji's just left clicking. Just
Yeah. I was like, really? He's just gonna farm.
yeah, I was like, how fucking stupid are we that we're just letting them sit up there and
I was
get
just,
away
like,
with this?
super
That's
concerned
why I
with
was
this
like,
Tracer.
hey,
But
let me
this-
go get him.
But this Genji hit nothing. If
Yeah.
here, watch
Well, you
again.
see, because I back up because I see
Yeah.
like the circuits coming at me.
It's just, oh my god, it's so funny.
They don't chase her.
That's
too
one
much.
set
We
miss,
gotta
2
go to point
sets, 3
eventually.
sets, 4 sets. I guess I took a little bit of damage, but
And
it's
then they
funny,
get the
dude.
Tracers down.
Nice.
Nah, blah frags.
Rockets are up. Call it.
Who's healer? Where's healer? Where's healer?
Yep, yeah, you're right.
Where's-
You're right. Sorry,
There.
Discord.
Another thing that makes, well, at least for this fight, this map was really tough to dive was like both of their supports were slippery as fuck, and I
Yeah.
and Squid lost them like as soon as
Nah.
we dove every time.
I do want to back up 1 sec and comment on something of Calhoun's again.
Where's Heal Orb?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I
Where?
agree. Yeah.
Where is Heal Orb?
Nice.
This entire fight, there is no Heal Orb.
Call it.
Right, you get a Discord here. You lose it. You get another one.
Sorry's got Discord.
But like here, when there's a Genji blading, there's no Heal Orb and there's no Discord Orb up.
Heal Orb wouldn't have helped Mercy anyways.
I don't think so either, but it could have helped your tanks.
Could have helped somebody else. And
Yeah,
it
it
could
could
have.
it could have helped your best Genji counter.
You could have gotten easily another 20 to 30
Yeah.
volt charge just by
Yep.
having it out.
Really? Because he's about to die in the next 2 seconds.
So from
No,
the
no,
beginning
okay,
of this
yeah,
fight
There's
though.
nothing out.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
Okay.
I gotta keep watching that closer.
Yeah.
Discord.
I would argue that your
It's-
priority is Heal Orb, Damage Orb, then shoot.
Yep.
Like, I would do it over reload and shooting.
Wait, he didn't die? Okay, when someone ults, they're automatically the priority, right? So like
Yep.
a 76 or a Genji, you immediately stop what you're doing and Discord them.
But there were who was already dead at that point.
I
So
was dead.
let me look. Let me see if I can find. I wish you pressed tab more
Jaeger's
too.
blood felt-
Here. So Jaeger was already dead. I think Mindless was already dead. I was in the process of getting popped out of mech.
I
Blood
was
died
not.
from Blade. Calhoun was
Can you pull it back to where Genji was just about to pull out Blade? I want to
Yep.
see what our tanks are gonna do.
That hand, though.
okay. So here.
Alright.
So I've just used my mobility on. I think whoever's pushing Jaeger out here.
That's Zarya.
Yeah. So, I can't do a whole lot at this point because I've literally just burned that mobility. I guess not. Oh, no. Okay, I'm shooting at him. Jaeger just died,
Jaeger just died. Okay.
but I'm shooting him.
Jaeger
Genji's just-
died away from the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I was saying,
Genji in.
like impossible to track. So
What was
on
that?
this fight, it was impossible to track people like supports. So I was kind of just doing damage where I could, and we weren't like really calling anything out.
Okay. If that happens, you need to say something to the rest of the team so we can try to look for openings, right? That's so I think we're starting to get like the routine of like calling down in fights, but I think there's room to be had for more communications between fights when we're talking about adjustments, right? And that's the kind of thing that we can start to make adjustments for and play around. But we have to know that that's what's actually going on.
You know
But-
how you guys call like McCree no flash, Genji no deflect?
Yeah.
So
Those
you also want to be calling Diva, Genji, and Winston no shift. That's
Yeah. Yep.
No DM.
Diva
DM's not really a problem. With
Yeah.
Winston.
Not in this. Not
Yeah,
particularly.
and
in this
it's
context.
kind of hard to track too, unless you're actually counting down how many seconds she's used of it. So, but recall, rocket boost, like all the mobility things are super easy to just call out. And like you guys hear me, I do it all the time, right? I call hog no hook, no vape. I call like all these things that make for good Tive targets. Don't be afraid to use those to make calls.
No,
No, okay. I'm just being dumb.
I never saw a Valk.
Neither did I.
I'm just being dumb. It's
I
fine.
saw the beams for it at the end there.
Uh,
Watch, they're probably gonna have.
Oh, sorry. I pressed the wrong button.
They popped Valk that fight, right?
No, I didn't.
They didn't.
I never saw a Valk.
neither did I.
Okay. I thought I saw the beams for it at the end
So
there.
you guys
Uh,
are you
Watch,
going to
they're
talk about how?
probably gonna have Grav and
Yep.
Valk then,
Yep.
and Sound Barrier.
Yep.
They don't have Blade. He's just trying to farm some charge.
Genji probably has
Call
40% to blade at this
Tracer's left
point.
side behind us.
Do you think so?
So the
Yeah.
Mercy's
If he's
straight
good,
Okay.
yes. If he's
Okay.
not, then
Alright, Tracer
Debatable.
push left side hard.
Wait,
See-
so who is the dive
Lucio
target?
Let's go back and find out.
Say it again. What was the question?
Who was the dive target? Let's just listen.
Oh, okay.
So the Mercy's straight in mid.
Did you just call out Mercy? Seriously?
Yes, he did. So, let's talk a little bit about target prioritization in dive, right? Because I think this is something that we talked about it with I-beams last night, but I think we need to talk about it a little bit tonight as well. Highly mobile targets are some of the worst targets for dive, right? Unless they have a mobility tool that you know is on cooldown right now. Like a good example is like Lucio is going to be able to speed boost away pretty much all the time, and Mercy's pretty much always going to be able to Guardian Angel away unless she's so far out of position that she can't see her teammates, right? Generally, both are pretty terrible targets for dive, right? The reason that usually Zen is the first call in dive, in like standard traditional dive, is because he's the only one without a mobility tool, right? So you know that he's not going to be able to get away. So in the comp that they're running right now, honestly, I mean, what are they running right now? They're running a Rein, a Zarya, a Lucio, a Mercy, a Genji, and is it McCree again? Do you remember who their 6 DPS is?
No, they're running a Genji and a Tracer.
Oh, Genji Tracer. Okay. So honestly, at that point, I mean, Yandere, what are the dive targets at that point for you?
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I know that they were running.
Rein, Zarya, Genji Tracer, Mercy, Lucio.
Okay, so immediately Mercy's off, Tracer's off, Genji's off, Lucio's off in that order. And then the easiest target would honestly be Zarya. She doesn't have armor for damage reduction against Winston's Tickle Cannon. And then right after Zarya, I would go with their Rein. So that's both tanks down. You guys basically have all the space in the world. And then you can proceed to focus down their Lucio or Mercy, whoever fucks up.
Okay.
Or like, if their Mercy AFK's in the middle of Courtyard, then you kill her.
Yeah, or if any of them do something stupid that puts them... So the things that override this, right, is if they use that mobility tool and you know that it's on cooldown and they can't escape.
They fuck up.
Or if they're way out of position, right? So there's almost kind of like an hierarchy to who the dive target is, right?
Okay, but you also have to remember, like, say Genji just used his dash and shifted through your entire team. You still can't get him because he'll just climb over the wall.
Yep. Well, it depends where he is. If he's in the middle of Courtyard here, then he can't get away. But if he's on point somewhere and he does that, then yeah, he can just hop out a window and go get a mini
He can
or
climb
something.
the wall that Calhoun's looking at on the left. He can climb up over
This
that
guy?
multiple times. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. At that point, I think he's like reasonable enough to focus down. But either way, does that make sense to you, Jaeger?
I mean, I knew that going into it.
Okay.
I'm always a little hesitant diving onto a tank because it's super easy for them to just get pocketed.
You're gonna get pocketed against Winston, Diva, Tracer, and Pharah.
Yeah. If you're
Or the one thing you could do as Winston too is jump in between the Rein and the Mercy and try to, like, if you can even like get her the jump to knock her back or push her away or make her scare her enough, where then you dive between, and then he'll probably turn to swing at you. Squid can rocket in and start rocketing and shooting him from behind, and then you turn to help finish once that Mercy kind of like is a little scared for
If
her
he
life.
swings at you, he dies even faster.
Yeah. So a couple notes for dive damage output, right? Diva, if she hits all her shots correctly, deletes a squishy even through a healer pocket, right? Just a Diva on a 200 HP target will kill someone through a damage pocket between micro missiles, the boost, the melee, and then a little bit of left click at the end, right?
No melee. Melee reduces DPS now.
No, so if you the combo is you micro missile while boosting in, you hit them with the boost, and then at the end of when you catch up to them after they get booped, you melee at the end because you don't have micro missiles.
That was just Jane's thing. You actually just keep shooting them. That does more DPS.
With left click?
Yeah.
I think it depends on the form factor of the target.
Yes, if it's easy, if it's hard to hit, then you melee.
Yeah, if it's like Roadhog, then yes, you're correct. But like against
Also-
the Symmetra, I'm gonna melee.
Melee is also a way of stopping yourself from moving.
That's not true on Diva.
Well, not anymore, at least.
Not anymore.
What? You keep moving if you melee?
Yes.
Yeah, that changed. That's
Yep.
that's why everyone had to switch their shift to hold to boost instead of
toggle.
instead
Yeah.
of toggle because you
That's
could
gross. Why
cancel
would they
so
do
easily.
that?
So anyway, that is just the Diva in your dive. Granted, the Diva has to have good aim. That doesn't take into account things like armor. But what that means is if you're diving on someone with a Diva, with a Winston Tickle Cannon, and assuming he lands his jump in melee, with Discord and with another DPS, if you execute it correctly, you should be able to focus a Zarya or a Reinhardt down even through a heal pocket very quickly, right? This is what actually makes dive so powerful is you literally put out so much burst damage that you can kill fucking anyone through a heal pocket pretty much immediately, right? So
Think of it this way: Winston negates the healing. Diva can kill through healing on her own. A DPS can kill through healing on their own. Zen's Discord negates healing in a form as well.
yeah. So don't be worried about diving someone with a large health pool. The real concern is whether or not the dive actually gets executed and coordinated correctly, right? If it is, doesn't matter who it is, they're gonna die. I won't say 100% of the time because shit happens, but that's the general point of dive, right? So just try to apply that to kind of how you think about dive targets going forward, and I think it'll lead us to some better calls that'll let us win more fights. That's all. Let's keep going here.
Tracer push left side hard.
Lucio 1.
See, other thing that I would say to Calhoun is generally on the dive in, probably Winston is more of a heal orb target than I am. After that, it's a judgment call. And yes, I'm getting farmed by a Zarya right now, so it is helpful to have heal orb. But he's the one more likely to take poke damage, at least on the initial engage, because he's going to be in front of me. So I can DM him in, but like if they have a Zarya, that's going to go through it.
If you shoot Ryan, I have bomb. They have no counters for it.
Genji and Lucio, one Lucio.
Sorry, it's out.
We weren't calling targets there, but you guys were shooting the same thing either way. Whatever.
I was up until the Lucio kill.
Okay.
Ryan's 1.
I just wish
Kellen, if
more
you-
to try to contest point.
For speed,
If you
yeah.
if you jump while you're in there, you can get more.
Yeah, with the
Yeah,
momentum.
it's fine. I think
That
so-
really only works well with if you have like steps or stairs and stuff.
yeah.
So.
So I think
Still helpful.
so one thing that we should talk about at some point, it doesn't have to be today, is stall and speed picks for when you need to stall out a point and speed onto a point, right? Honestly, like I would think that Lucio is a better choice for the trying to speed back to point there, right? I don't think we were going to retake it either way, but that's usually if I'm playing support, that's the pick that I go with.
So one thing that I saw from Ark, I think he plays on Excelsior.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I saw him in a couple. Anyway, the map's not important. What he did was he would pick Zen, and then the match would start. He would wait like a second or two, so his team would get the speed boost going forward, and then he went Mercy. And
Oh, he'd go
shifted towards them
Lucio.
like
He'd
that.
go Lucio, you mean. Yeah, you speed boost them out and then
Yeah.
switch to Mercy. So I think we talked
Yeah.
about that recently, and we're like, we should start running that. And just get in the habit of it because it's good. And then I think we just didn't do it because we were switching out supports. So once we actually have a roster finished, I think that's like a really easy thing to implement. As long as it's easy for Blood to pull up the hero selection screen. I don't know what that looks like on our laptop. Anyway, let's
Hey, you told me it gets 50 frames now sometimes.
dude, that's dope.
Yep.
Look at this scrub only at like 100 frames per second. What a nerd.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right?
Bad frames.
Also, this is so funny. This guy that was like, good round. And he's like, I didn't say that just because we won. I just fucked up last time.
They're gonna get there before us.
Yeah.
No.
So we can kind of take our time with the engage and really wait until we see a good opening.
Never mind, it's 6v5 go in.
Lucio's going right.
Yo, he must have charged and then just like overcharged.
Charged into the pit.
So yeah, so something that I said in comms there that I think we also need to talk about at some point is that there's kind of nuances to dive, right? There's different ways to play it. And basically the point that I was trying to make, I don't know why, I think just because I saw Jane talk about it and I was like, oh, that means I should say it to my teammates, is that versus the poke comp that they're running with the Ryan Zarya, we can play like a little bit like more, not defensively, but we can take our time a little bit more and really choose who we want to dive on. So not quite passive, but it's just like, I guess it is. It's you play a little bit passive for a little bit longer and really wait until you see a good opening. Wait until you see someone go out of position. Wait until you see someone use a mobility cooldown or something. And then you can just like really destroy people if you engage at the right time.
Be passive, but don't let them push
Tracer
you
to
around.
recall.
Yeah.
This Tracer.
Alright, sorry, it's down.
Tracer main.
This bitrate
Yeah, that's
PogChamp.
now.
Alright,
Nice,
Lucio
nice.
down.
They're down one.
Oh yeah, my M key in game doesn't work. Any idea how to fix that?
What do you need M for?
Make sure it's not bound to anything else.
It's not bound to anything. I checked.
I had that problem with my push to top.
So one thing for Calhoun, I think I communicated this later to you, but if you ever see me as Diva trying to go for a Pharah, if you Discord her, again, I can delete her through a Mercy Pocket, even if I miss some of my micro missiles. So it's just like one of those things, like if you see it happen...
Were you jumping up at her at that point?
Wow.
Oh yeah, you
Yep.
were. Okay, I didn't see that. I missed that. So,
So-
I switch it there too.
Mhm.
Okay, switch to the Mercy.
Yeah, I don't hit enough of my micro missiles, but I was trying, damn it.
I've already called out that he switched to Mercy.
Reinhardt's in
Yeah.
there.
Tracer, no recall.
It's a recall. Tracer's on our side at health pack.
So I don't know where to really set up for a dive on this point when you're on, like, waiting. Maybe just, like, behind this wall here?
Yeah.
Actually, wait. Wait, I have the thing for this. Add my stickers. Boom. Like there, I think?
The stickers look like shit.
You look like shit. So are we basically hiding behind that wall? And then then we can use mobility to like try to boot people off or push people out or whatever? I guess? I don't really know.
Tracer's on our side at health pack.
Prevents poke
Let's all
damage.
turn around.
Yeah. That's the big thing is we're looking to minimize poke damage.
Can we Discord this?
It's easy to
this
rotate to
Pharah?
the other side this way too.
Yeah. So you heard me ask for the Discord on it and I try to go for it. I still don't think I get her, but it's close. Maybe not. Maybe I'm a scrub.
She had the Mercy on her, so that's
Nah.
probably why.
Otter.
I mean, I've seen Pharah's absolutely demolished.
Sorry, it's down.
I've seen
High
Divas
air.
demolish Pharah's team.
Yeah.
It's also why I don't see Pharah's as much.
Yep. It's hard to do and I need to practice it more is all.
Honestly, they
Yeah,
should
so I
have
get out of
seen,
position here. You'll see.
Genji,
Yeah.
Tracer.
Are you playing too aggro right now?
Their
Yeah,
Pharah's
well,
not getting the
at some
same
point I
time
get caught
pressure.
off to the right and the Genji kills me.
Sorry, I get debated out at some
Left side
point
with
here
three
too.
and win.
I think it's this fight actually. Oh, maybe not.
Fuck, I hate mercy pockets. Pharah's. Zarya?
Tell me about it.
She's one? Not anymore?
the Ana, but she's got Discord.
Out.
Ah.
I baited out Valk.
I don't think that's what happened. I'm gonna say that's what happened.
It's It's
Nice
huge.
job.
Winston on me. He's almost dead. Got him.
Nice, dude. Good frag.
It's huge.
Zarya main.
It's huge.
The plan here was just to stall out for 99,
Yeah, no
right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so- That's just unlucky. But yeah, you hear me go no ults, right?
Yeah, no ults.
After I said it was lost.
She already.
Yeah, she's basically
Feels
already
bad.
mentally committed to ulting, and then you
Uh,
call it.
Has she played? Has she ever played in scrims or for a team before? Do you know?
No.
I think that's the kind of thing that you just don't really know until you fuck it up once, and your team talks to you about it, and then it's like, okay, well, I won't do that ever again. But it's
I mean,
cool.
we all did an accident, but a lot of times
What was that?
we all like press Q without looking at the kill feed. By
Yeah.
accident.
Well, but so that I can understand, but when we've explicitly called no ults, I guess the timing is so close at that point that it's
remember
hard
if
to
it's-
say.
She
We'll
already
find out,
pressed
but
Q by the time
It
you
might have
called.
been this
I know
fight
it
or
was
another
a
fight with
little
Blood
bit.
Pelt, but she overrode one of us
And
she was
saved it.
right and we
Oh, that was
still
on
won the fight.
Volskaya. That was
that Volskaya?
Volskaya point
Okay.
A defense, I think.
No, not that one where we translated. It was a different one than Volskaya, I think.
Oh, okay.
So maybe it's this. If we win this fight, maybe it's this one. But I remember being impressed because we had like a 5v6 or something like that.
Well,
Maybe. I don't think it's this one because they're gonna flip it
Yeah.
because this ends up going 99-99, right?
Okay,
Oh, this we
gotcha.
can win it. We can win this.
They have no mercy. Yeah, winnable. Totally winnable.
Well,
All
how
right, Bar Winston. Bar Winston.
I don't remember if it's this one or not.
Just Winston.
Or maybe they just stall this forever.
This was still a bad job because the only reason that you got if you do win this, the only reason you won it was because Farah got 4 kills.
Yep.
Farah got 4 kills in here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright,
she
Bar
booped,
Winston,
she
Bar
booped
Winston,
2
that's it.
regular.
Are you talking about
Oh,
our
you're
Farah?
right, no,
I'm talking about Blah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll see the kill feed when it comes back. This was the play of the game from that match.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. This stalls for like a solid minute and a half. This whole
Yeah,
fight,
so this is a really good stall that happens right here.
yeah. Or
Good
not,
job, guys.
but
I'm on
that
top.
whole thing.
This bitch doesn't die.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see that
No, I
fat
thought
play
I
of the
thought
game.
Farah boop was earlier, but yeah, okay.
It was before. Sorry, the boop was actually before the barrage. Same thing on the
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You record play of the games?
Like, oh,
I'm gonna hop over to
See ya.
SSTC real quick.
Fat
I'll be
dude.
back in a sec.
The fact that I even let them go out sometimes because
yeah, like that boop right there is when I called that it was winnable.
Gotcha.
And hence why I used my ult there even after you made that call.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So there's an
Okay.
example of I don't make calls very often, but when I do, it's probably pretty important.
Yeah.
this is my VOD. Yay.
Yeah. You're. We're gonna see how truly terrible Reebler's cameraman skills are here.
Okay, I didn't think of it too bad. I figured out all the buttons at the end, okay?
You want me to pull Blood in here and then start talking with her about this?
Right, well, I didn't spectator this game.
But you could talk about like positioning anyways. Wait, if she's playing Mercy, wait, Moira.
No, she plays Moira.
She plays Moira, which was us throwing here anyway, so I wouldn't worry about it.
Alright.
Straight up.
Yeah. Plus, I'd let her try to get used to our team a little bit before we try to do too much coaching and see what's
Yep.
habit versus what's
Yep.
just like her not being used to us.
Sure. It takes. So Reebler does 2 things here that really pisses me off. He removes
He removes the HUD.
the HUD for a while.
Pretty okay.
Dude, it's pretty with the HUD.
It's funny, but he realizes like during the gameplay, he's like, "Oh, that was
That's probably important, but it's like after we've changed sides.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but it's part of the way through.
And then it also takes him forever to figure out that Q and E are the up and down buttons. After him being like, why the fuck don't they have up and down buttons like control or shift? And I'm watching this VOD and I'm like, oh my god. Whatever it was. Hey, their diva's already feeding. PogChamp. The way to handle this on attack, and I think Jaeger does it when we do go on attack, is that you all go out main, and then your Winston just jumps up just to look and then just falls back down. Just to scout, right? This is feeding. This is Overwatch League caliber play. Just making sure everyone's on the same page. Oh, this is Yandere's commentary. Oh, God.
And mine.
And
I-beams.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Yay, no HUD.
God damn it. Why would you do this to us?
Look how beautiful.
I wanted it to
It's
look
terrible.
Wait,
It's
did
so
Calhoun
bad.
die? I think
Cal-
Calhoun died.
I
Yeah,
can't-
The Genji gets on me here.
I can't tell.
Alright, we'll never do it again. I promise.
Does anyone else have a VOD of this?
Calhoun's perspective. I think that's
Yeah.
it. Actually,
That's
wait.
it.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, that's
Just
it.
skip to the part where I do the thingy.
No, because I want to talk about some important things.
Oh.
So I think I don't remember if you called or not that there was a Genji up there.
The
but
Genji killed me so quickly.
Yeah,
He
so
he
I-
landed like a perfect combo.
He got
There
like
wasn't anything he could do.
the lucky headshot, right click or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, because I peeled, I was just too late, which is unfortunate, and that also means that I think Jaeger dies here. Yes,
No res
yes, he
on
did.
No res on the what's his face? Zen.
Do you think Zen, or do you think Farah's the better choice here?
If I were I'm a shit mercy, but I
Yeah.
think it would be
Okay,
Zen.
let's not ask you. Let's ask Riebler then. Who do you res in that situation? Do you res a Farah here or a Zen here?
Where's the fair? Where's the fair? And where's the Zen?
Farah's
I'm
basically
gonna
on the Diva spray. Zen is on that Winston spray.
I'm adding stickers.
Hurry up with your fucking stickers.
There, stickers are there.
All
Who do
right.
you res?
So, for me, right off the bat, since I can't tell who's playing because I'm a fucking dumbass when it comes to this. So initial reaction is right. There's I could fly up and I could get the res on Zen, and then we'd have heals and we'd have Discord, and that's great. And he's not as fast as Farah to come back. You also can't see the amount of time it is left on each one. So perhaps, I can't get to Zen in time.
So
I can
Farah
get
died
Farah.
first.
No, I died
Okay.
first.
Zen died first.
I died
Okay,
first
never
and
mind.
she flew over there with you. So she's technically already over there.
Yeah, she was up there. If we go back,
Yeah, if you'll back up, you'll see Zen dies, and then you
Yep.
drop off of.
here, so Calhoun gets dicked on by a Genji. Oh god, that's not what I want. Go back to her. Gets dunked on, and I think
I can't even get.
And I think you get dunked on back here in a relatively safe space, right? You're behind a corner, so you're not going to get picked by like their honor or something if you try to res there.
This is true.
You say you
And-
can't
And
get
if
there.
The fair is down
But look,
when.
the Diva took her up there.
Yeah, if I'm already up there, then that's fine. Doesn't matter.
Okay, sorry, I like
Oh.
drawing arrows.
My initial reaction is probably res Zen, have Farah come in later.
Oh.
See, we didn't even get up there.
What do you mean we didn't get up there?
Mercy didn't go up there.
Up
So
here?
my initial reaction.
She was up here. We just showed that.
She just fell. Whatever. Anyway.
No. All right. Bottom line.
Forehead.
Should have res Zenyatta in this case. Every time it would have been our first res. You basically stared right at Zenyatta. Okay. Problem solved.
Yeah. Anyway.
I would have gone for Zenyatta probably.
Yeah. And
But Farah's also not a bad one.
And especially looking at, I mean, who's up right now for our team versus their team? I think we're only down the Zen now, and they're down to a Diva, a Winston, and an Ana, I believe, and the Genji. Actually, they have 5 up? They have 5 up. They also have their Speed Demon up. So they've
Yeah,
just
They also
lost.
have span advantage. You guys should be backing out.
Yep.
This is why I also would have res Zen, is because then he could have helped heal this damage coming in. Or
Yeah.
help us get kills or something.
Yeah,
I
Zen
mean,
is
don't get me
damage
wrong,
and heal.
Farah's gonna help get kills, but
Mhm.
there's nothing quite like a disc,
Yeah. So this is one other thing I want to point out in your Winston play, Jaeger, and I see it in my own play as well, is sometimes we use bubble a little bit too liberally, where it would be better suited if you save it, because you just used it and you don't have it for what, like 10 seconds now or something, whatever the cooldown is, and they're about to push through one of the best chokes to defend through in the whole game, or in like the whole map, because of one diva, and like I'm already coming over to peel for you and she's backing out.
Zen would have been helpful there.
Yeah. We do a very good job of punishing diva for the most part in this match.
She the second she goes up anywhere, she got discorded too, because she was just throwing, like we said.
But when we had their like captain in our chat, I was like, "You're diva fed." They're talking about needing an up and down button. Feels bad, man.
Figure it out.
This is.
They turn it on somewhere over in here.
What's the goal being positioned here, Jaeger? Sorry, so I mostly look at tank play because that's what I know. So I'm not trying to call you or I-beams out specifically. It's just those are the things that I notice most because that's what I play the most.
So the little dot.
I have a feeling you followed me. You back up a second and you watch everyone who goes up the stairs.
Who's that up there? Like,
this up here is Tracer.
And I'm also up there. You can see me. You can see Farah up there as well.
But so where Blah is shouldn't really matter all that much to Winston because Blah's high mobility and airborne, right?
I mean, like on this map, if a Pharah's by herself and they have a Genji, that Pharah's going to die to Genji.
I mean, how much can a Winston help with that, though, either way?
Winston counters Genji.
So Winston counters Genji, but Winston...
No, like...
So there's no like way for Winston to really help zone the Genji other than just damaging him, right? It's not like no. Diva where you can push him or you can defense matrix him.
It's not about physically keeping Genji away. It's almost mentally keeping Genji away.
Okay.
Yeah, because like it's no longer a 1v1 for the Genji, it's a 2v1.
Okay.
And
yeah.
one of the two is a counter to Genji, so he's not going to go into
Okay. Well, so here's the question in this fight right here. I guess this goes down to a more fundamental thing, right? Because it looks like to me that our team is split on which way we want to defend right now. We have, I think Calhoun's back here somewhere. So we have 1, 2, 3 people that are looking at trying to defend
the choke.
This side of the choke, right? And then we have 1, 2 that want to dive the far side of the choke, right? What's the right play here?
So you all made me sound really smart by
what was that?
To counter the Genji. But my thought was to punish anyone that was like out of position down below, drop down, and then use my shift to get back out.
Okay. So you need to tell me if you're going to do that, though, so I can do it with you, right? Because if
your question about where to position, I don't think positioning at the choke with our comp there would have been successful.
No, so there's
a shield.
If we're going to be diving on payload when they engage, then our places to be are like stacked along here, or stacked along here, right? They all give you like good ways that you can kind of peek out and see what's going on, but you're not going to take a ton of poke damage, right? I'm kind of there. You're in a spot where you're hidden right now. You're not going to take poke damage, but you're kind of separated from me and from your Zen, who's I think is back here.
If I had the timestamp, I'd tell you from looking at my VOD, but you know.
Okay. Just kidding. You're right here.
Yeah.
You guys can also hide on the bridge, like the bridge
in here.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you can choose to either drop out the far side or the close side.
Yeah.
Right. That's probably the best, unless they explicitly send someone up through the high grounds to try to like push you out. Yeah, but that's not bad. But so I'm just trying to think about positioning here, right? On the engage, like where is Zen for all of this? Where, especially if Winston's going to be jumping around back, is there a place where Calhoun can even be that he's safe but can get line of sight on Winston and his Discord targets?
Honestly, where Zen is now is not a terrible position, simply because the cart's moved so far up. He actually has a really good view of the choke point.
Okay.
So it's not terrible, but I don't really think there is specifically a best position in that choke point, especially when Winston comes around, because ideally you probably want him on, backs that are on the left side here, more towards the fountain, whereas Winston's going to be playing in the choke point, so that cart is always going to be in the way when you're playing it that way.
The only thing I look at is it's just hard because once their tanks walk in, you're like very clearly in line of sight, and it's a very fast dive for them to make.
Don't they have a dive comp too, but they're using it to play like Ryan Zarya?
Pretty much.
They're playing Winston.
They're playing Winston Diva.
They're playing Winston Diva.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they're playing dive here. They're just not playing it well. But
let's continue.
Yeah. Okay, so you actually... Okay, no, you don't back out here.
But you saw enemy Winston waste his cooldown early.
Yeah.
Is that Lucio?
So Winston jumps over the back wall.
Yeah, that's right. So
Okay.
he actually...
No way.
Yeah, so he actually comes in through here. Yeah.
I didn't even realize that.
I think Tracer was here, and that's why I micro-missiled. I was trying to zone her out, because I know Mercy's over here.
I could have sworn I said something about the monkey going that way. I thought
So the next fight you do, you say that, and because I stay over there, and it actually ends up being really good bait for them. Sure would be nice to know who's dead right now.
I think.
I just died. Bear just died. You saw that.
I'm sorry.
I'm Poco. I just killed people.
Hey, it's back.
Hey, thank Jesus.
And it's gone shortly after.
Yep.
No, I think he leaves it on for the rest of this stuff.
I think he turns it off for like a little bit and then turns it back on again, but...
I think I just tap it.
So I think at this point, this is when you call that they were trying to go for that, and I end up staying back here more with Calhoun. What it means is that we're really separated going into this fight, and they take advantage of it.
So
There it
it's
is.
the same shit.
Yep. He pulls the same shit, but then they all come in and actually come in with Blade, and look how far away the rest of our team is. This is why I'm hesitant to run Winston this far deep, basically.
Yeah,
unless
so
the
we
whole
see-
team's with him, because me and Calhoun are fucked.
Yeah, well, I mean, on top of that, you look where Tracer and Winston are.
Yep.
They don't even have any line of sight of the entire fight going on right now. So literally everybody made it past the choke point before they did anything.
Yeah.
Do we?
It looks like the
want to
Tracer
run
was still
dive?
waiting to engage or something. I have a feeling Jaeger saw what happened and just hadn't really engaged yet, because they did all engage really quickly here.
Do we want to run dive on first point Dorado?
On defense,
Yes,
I think-
I'm specifically first point.
I think we can. I think it's still strong, but we need to work on how we position, set up, and engage with it, right? Which is true for, I think, a lot of us running dive on defense. It's doable, and it's still strong, but we need to actually talk about how we're setting up for each fight so that we're ready. And we do a good job of that on second point, actually. But first point, we're very disorganized, and we get fucked for it here.
I mean, this fight you're not supposed to win.
Yeah, nobody holds first point Dorado except for apparently fucking Shock on Fusion. So
No, I'm talking about
Fuck
this
me.
fight in particular because they beat bladed in.
yeah, and I think they pop.
Is that Nano? Yeah, no, they used Nano.
They also use Nano.
They Nano McCree.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used a lot of ults there.
Are you guys just trying to stall here, or are you trying to take this fight at this point?
I think it's just stall tactics at this point.
Okay. I wish Mindless hadn't used Pulse there, but whatever. Their monkey wasted I guess you guys baited out Primal, so I won't complain, but... Yandere, you're a fucking savage, dude.
What did he say?
He's like, does this guy have any hours on Tracer?
Yeah.
So, we do a really good job. We must have watched Overwatch League of setting up in the right place for second point. Dive defense, right? What ends up happening is it all becomes like a posturing match to control this space. And if you watch me and Jaeger do some really good work on keeping it zoned out from them.
Oh yeah, they're looking to get up here. Except
Diva's feeding.
Yeah, Diva comes up absolutely alone.
Yep. And then Winston jumps up as like the Diva's
Gets
backing
the
off out of mech, yeah. And then little thing, but Jaeger comes down to engage, which is good, but then uses his leap. Like, save it next time, and then you have it so you can use it to go after someone that like is trying to back out or whatever.
Or get back out yourself.
Or get back out, exactly, right?
You can see me AD.
Turn that up.
Squid gets no love this whole game.
Well, it's just because I noticed that Jaeger was getting shot at by McCree, and he just immediately jumped onto McCree.
Wait, Winston can stand up here?
Yeah,
everyone
can
can
stand up there.
What?
Yeah.
I thought it was
You don't
only
know?
like Tracer.
Have you never had like a fucking flank hog walk up there and then hook you?
I have not. Holy shit, dude. Blowing
Must
my
be
mind.
nice.
Yeah, you
Not
see
to
me
get
just
flank
punishing
hogs.
him, so...
Damn, dude. That's pretty good to know.
Yandre's also impressed because I picked up Winston like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so once
Winston's
again...
bubble there was just...
Well,
just
no.
barely missed.
No, so what happens, actually, is Winston pops up here without his diva because they need to work on that, but I actually push Winston off immediately and somehow take his bubble with him.
I thought you pushed the diva here.
Nope. Watch again. Winston comes up. Boop. Get the fuck off. And then diva
no,
fees.
yeah, his
Yep.
bubble
He
missed.
even says,
His
ha ha
bubble
ha,
up
the
top.
boop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
think he missed
just
the bubble,
that's
but
just
he
like
just pulled it
unlucky, but
Yeah.
I'm just telling you guys, this is where you all push in, and they wasted beat.
nah.
Beat should not be used as disengagement. Just die.
Yeah.
You can say that my ult baited the beat, but
Just
maybe did, maybe didn't.
just watch Jaeger for the laughs.
I saw my diva do the
I fucking love the ragdoll physics in this game. Yeah, you did get punished.
Hold on. Who here had come from playing TF2?
I played it a tiny bit, but not much.
I played it
Oh,
at launch
that
and
was
stopped playing it in
nothing.
like 2010.
Dude.
Yeah. Oh, I
So it
know.
was
in TF2 are
purple.
legendary.
Low.
Nothing
but I
is
had a
better.
good-
Nothing is better than getting knocked into space by a troll in Skyrim. Nothing
Yeah.
is better.
That's
Nothing is
solid.
better.
That's pretty great.
So they don't back out here. I think we play a little bit more defensive here, and it works out. Oh, okay, no, we actually back out. What is blood? Okay, we're good.
Kinda
We're good.
ditched her there, and then she got lucky and got out. That's
So
my
let's
opinion.
see. So I'm on cart, right? And then I fly off, and I think she was just a little slow in
She
reading
should have
that.
just kept wrapping around. To be
Oh,
honest,
I mean,
think.
I
don't know
did-
anyone to chase her well.
I did
Oh,
a
okay.
bad job of staying on the edge to give her line of sight.
Mm-hmm.
But even so, she should have read earlier that I was diving up there and we were backing off. But
I
she's
mean,
okay.
Like, if I was the Mercy, I would be seeing that we're up. Why aren't we pushing this?
But we weren't up by that point.
You
That's
were
the
up
problem.
earlier, but you let yourself
We
start
were,
to pick.
but yeah. Yep.
That's not her fault at all.
Fuck you, Rebler. That is her fault. Winston's feeding.
It kinda was, but it kinda wasn't.
It was both.
I would have blamed the tank. Because, I mean, sometimes it's hard to understand what's
backup.
going on, and then you turn around and do something, it's like, oh, now I have to turn around and do something. That second of delay, and then you not coming to the edge to even think about it was kind of like, oh. Well,
Yay.
right.
Their diva wasted bomb. I guess it... So, I mean, they got me at a mech, but then they were stupid enough to kill me instead of leaving me up. But they never once staggered me as Baby Diva.
Hey, I have a question. Can you pause it for a second?
Mm-hmm.
This is, I think, more just general Overwatch related. So you notice how 3 of their ults have a yellow border, one has
I
a
don't
blue,
know.
one has a-
I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why either. I was gonna ask
I've
you
seen
about
it asked. I don't know, man.
I've seen the casters answer with "We don't fucking know."
It honestly might be just a bug. Like, have you ever seen every once in a while you get something in the kill feed that's the wrong color?
No.
Huh.
No.
Oh, where it's
Obviously,
red
we
instead
don't
of
look at the
white?
kill feed.
Where it's like red instead of white? Yeah. In the
So
in the
at first I
OWL
thought that-
matches?
At first, I thought that red basically meant a solo kill, 0 to 100, but
No.
it doesn't
Wait,
seem
Do you
consistent.
mean the red arrows?
No, not that. So when you watch an OWL match, say it's like green versus white, right? Every once in a while there will be a bug and it'll show the person killed in red instead of like in their correct team color in the spectator mode, right?
Oh,
So I think
yeah.
just the spectator UI is still a little buggy.
You know what I
I-
want to
Okay.
think? I want to think that this is like them having, because CS:GO has this thing in Spectator called like Auto Director, where
Mm-hmm.
it basically predicts the actions, right?
Oh,
I want to
yeah.
find a system where it predicts which ults are going to be used next fight.
Maybe. I don't know.
Because this seems like a pretty good prediction. Nano Blade and a Winston ult to get in.
Let's see what they do. There's the blade. There's
They
the
don't
primal.
nano.
They don't nano it.
Yeah,
I
don't-
think actually it's because they don't have line of sight on the Genji. I think they want to. Look, K-Bird's here. And I mean their Winston's all the fucking way out here.
their Genji
Don't they
died.
nano the
Their Genji's here. Right? So he's
What the
out
fuck
of
is
line
that
of
blue
sight.
Explosion.
That is let's find out. No, is that the beginning of the
That's
that's
Pulse
Pulse Bomb. Yep,
No
on the
way,
Genji.
He gets killed by a pulse bomb? Shit,
Yep.
That's unlucky. Oh, fuck, bro.
That's so unlucky.
Yeah.
Holy
I didn't
shit.
get a chance to watch it, but okay.
Yeah.
It looks like he missed the pulse bomb onto the Diva and
Yes.
got the Genji.
Okay, you know what? I'll take it.
I'm going to the washroom. You guys can continue. How do you be a mechanically better Winston?
There are mechanics to Winston, damn it.
We don't have to discuss it right now. I leave school, so don't worry.
A smarter Winston?
So blood pelts down.
But the rest of our team is up.
Has no fucking sleep.
Trying to
This
get
was
better.
something that I saw in game. Jaeger, you just like stand here for like 4 seconds. Are you waiting to have jump? Do you
He
know?
might be.
Here, let's rewind a little bit and see what happens. Oh, a little bit more. Nope.
Well, what?
Put a shield down. Chilled out.
I'm on the wrong video?
Should be 29:15.
I'm reloading.
Okay. I mean, it's like 1 second left on the defense anyway. So
It was something about the Ana.
Alright, I'm
I
good
remember.
now, I think.
was it?
Remember looking
Okay.
For the Ana, I think trying to
Okay.
coordinate that jump.
Well, they C9 here when they had like a fair fight, so that's just unlucky. But let's skip forward.
Are we gonna watch us throw?
I think we should.
There's
Okay,
there's a
yeah.
couple things I want to point out.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
ooh,
I personally want to see timing on what I do here on the start.
So let's talk about looking at their comp right now. Who are the dive targets if we dive high ground?
Zenyatta.
Zen. We actually have a lot this time. My two would be Zen and McCree, right? Especially because McCree is going to be a big threat to Blah. If we can neutralize him, he basically has free reign to just rain death from above.
Abuse everybody.
Nah. I think Blah actually sees that they have the McCree and then switches off, right?
Okay, so I did that too early.
Yeah, because we weren't ready and they actually retreat in time, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I needed to see the timing on because I didn't know if I did that too early or not. So I'll need to work on that a little bit.
How did that happen?
Oh, that was so funny. Yeah, it happens.
when I went down?
Yeah.
Literally random Junkrat spam. Just RNG'd out of nowhere and...
You got outskilled.
Yeah. I was so mad at that point. I was fuming.
Because you got outskilled?
Yeah.
There's a method to the madness, guys.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find that. I'll clip it or something. It's ridiculous.
God damn it, Yandere. I can't be perfect.
Here, I turned to get the Rhyme that was on our supports.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just saying.
No, I know. So if we go back, so I actually start to... So you come up. We're both looking at that right now, right? It's hard to tell with Cam's magical powers. His camera work.
Okay.
But so I'm actually working on that Ryan with you, and then I hear the Mercy rezzing, and I'm immediately like, okay, try to prevent that if we can, and then I'm like a fraction of a second too late.
No, you were told about QE 5 minutes ago.
I was? Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that just happened right there. Good.
Tommy frags the fuck out.
I wanted to see Blah, that's why I had a terrible angle.
Oh yeah, right here. Our Tracer, mindless, missed almost every shot.
Yeah.
On the Tracer.
On the said, does she even play Tracer?
Okay. Jaeger, let's never, ever, ever go this way.
Oh, did you guys try to do the Flankston thing?
Oh, yeah. But here's the problem. Here's the problem, though, right? When they did that, our team had 2 people here and 4 people scattered around here, right? Their whole team is together right now, basically, right? So we just get dunked on at this point. And we're also...
No, we had it if I didn't get unlucky.
No, we get dunked on. Because we also have 0 sustain from our healers at this point. Because they're a fucking half mile away. Right? And there's no DPS follow-up, right? This
was basically just a bad call.
Yeah, I would never make this call in a match. It's cheeky, but... Yeah, so with a Mercy and a Genji that can also climb over the wall, maybe you catch him unaware. But,
oh, it's unlucky.
Look, it's 2 here. It's unlucky about Tracer, but whatever. But also, Blah is all the way back at bridge, and our healers are back at bridge, right?
No, what's unlucky is that you encountered Junkrat. If that was a Zen, that would have been a kill.
True. And I think Jaeger gets outskilled here for it because of it.
And now you both get fucked.
Yeah. Oh, he gets pinned as well.
You guys both get...
We just throw at this point, basically.
Wait, how did Blood get... What? How did Amoira get in the back?
Shift.
Space shift.
Wait, she went through the entire fucking team?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Watch, just watch.
Right, okay, there she is.
Here.
Pop, pop.
What the fuck?
Boop. Yeah, dude. She has super high mobility.
We had that if I didn't get unlucky. I saw it coming.
I don't think so. I think we lose that fight either way.
All right, real quick.
That fight was lost. So.
Go to promos and clips, and I posted how I died at the beginning of that round.
Alright.
Too much.
Yeah, Winston, can you do the jump?
You're up there.
Dude, you got outplayed. outskilled.
Where's my DM?
It's not playing.
I'm saving
joking.
I'm saving DM for when my Winston dives, asshole.
That was just fucking ridiculous. I just wanted
That's
to point
just
that out.
that's just getting outskilled. No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. That's just getting
Yeah, that's still
RNG.
right.
That's RNG.
Not really. You're supposed to spam that immediately, anyways. Like as soon as the fight begins, as soldier, I just dump a helix there.
Yeah, anytime you can get like a lucky pick at the beginning, this is going to be beneficial.
Yeah. You're a waste of Fire Strike.
I figured you wanted to see
I
from your
used to
angle as
carry.
well, so I moved.
Yeah, it's just hard with the bridge, right?
Oh, okay. So, whoever was watching Jane's Tracer thing,
Mm-hmm.
you know how he said he was talking about like blinking around corners?
Yeah.
Mindless never does that, so he always gets flashed by a McCree.
Yep.
He also just
I
got
wasn't
fucked
tracking
with,
ults at this point.
You guys should be disengaging after this.
Yep. I do.
I was mainly, yeah.
He does, I think. Oh, he gets McCreed. Oh no, oh no, I lay out some clutch DM to prevent
Yeah. You ate the fucking flashbang.
Yep. I eat the flash and his follow-up shot, so we get the kill on the McCree. And they just use both their reses on Valk.
That shit triggers me. If I'm the I would usually be the McCree in that case, and I would be tilted as fuck.
That's what I do, baby.
I'd be like, really? They just fucking outskilled me.
Calhoun slowly coming.
I know.
Yeah.
As our
We need another mobile hero. Oh wait,
Yeah, I should have just played Lucio.
yeah, I was gonna say we need another
No.
mobile healer. Oh
'Cause
wait,
You guys would just be up there. I'm like, wait a second, guys.
we waited for you.
Yeah,
So
you did.
this next point, so this fight at this point, it's my fault we lost the game at this point because they have two. I mean, they have two ults. They'll have Trance and they'll have Grav coming up. But we're going into a fight with 6 ults, and I do nothing with it, and we just pop them all off one at a time with like no plan, and that's on me.
I got trapped.
Oh yeah, it does predict who's using what. That is what the yellow's about.
Me fucking their Junkrat.
No way. I'm Poco. JK, I'm not Poco.
Oh, hey, I guarded you when you got back in your mech there, Squid.
Yeah, thanks for body blocking for me.
Yeah, we used 5 ults right there.
Look at
They
this dive
used
by Jaeger
2,
though.
and they won that fight.
So I don't
used
actually
3.
know how we lost this fight
Zarya
at this
Graf.
point. Is it?
No, they didn't grab.
Yeah.
They didn't grab.
Not yet.
No, she
Oh,
comes
I
back.
lost-
Oh, she comes
Lost the
back
fight
in
when
time.
He said he was one because Zarya came and saved Zen.
Yeah, watch, because she grabs this.
Yep. That's
Yeah, but they have no fault.
no. They high noon it.
And of course, the overlay's turned off.
Okay,
right
so
now.
I was like, how did they die? Did they die? I'm not
High
sure.
noon. High
We
noon.
all just disappeared.
Now.
Vanished. I'm sorry.
I'm back.
Better than
Well, that
ever.
McCree got res.
So at this point too, we should have stayed back and waited and pushed in together as one. But instead, we waste the last 20 seconds staggering in. I don't know. I think we still kind of threw first point, but I try to go for a cheeky flank and get outskilled. Mindless gets outskilled. I get farmed by Azaria. Feels bad, man.
There's a method to the madness. Promise.
Lol, that Junkrat had two tires that fight.
Fair and balanced. Hashtag fair and balanced. But yeah, I take the loss of that map personally because I fucked up there. That's supposed to be my job and I didn't do it. So
Hang on, can you go back and let's put you in that situation. What would your plan to be with 6 ults?
well, here's the real question. Can I pretend that instead of Moira we have Mercy?
No.
Fuck.
You already made your bed, now you sleep in it. You chose to have the Moira.
Okay, so let's see. Reposition.
All right, and don't look at their alts.
Yep.
Just be like, in the past fights, what alts have they used? What do they have? They
Yeah,
have Junkrat
which is
for
usually
sure.
what I do. Yeah, they have Junkrat. They haven't
just
used
fucking
High Noon all
Junkrat.
game, I think. They
Okay.
haven't had Grav yet. They just used Shatter and Valk the fight before, and they haven't used Trance in a while. So I basically, I think I knew at that point that all 4 of these were online. What I should have called is save Trance for Grav, right? Although I guess if they're following it up with a High Noon, it doesn't fucking matter. We're going to die anyway. It's not like they're doing Blade or anything, so maybe not. Hope for an early pick off of Pulse Bomb, which we don't get. And
That's
then
unreliable.
and
You
then
didn't even use it.
yeah, what the fuck is that? But hope that he gets an early pick. Probably push in with Coalescence is
was
what
gonna say,
I would
pushing with
call.
lessons and hope to.
And then in the chaos, I would try to go for either a barrage or a bomb that takes out a couple people on the back, and then from there, you have Trance and you have Primal if you need it. But at that point, if you've done that much in the fight, they should be backing out, and then I think they don't have a chance to recontest if we win that fight fast.
Okay.
One thing I was thinking was, what if you engaged with Trance Bomb? Like, you threw the bomb all the way in the back, and you use...
Why Trance?
Coalescence. I meant Coalescence. Excuse me.
Wait, Coalescence and bomb, or Trance
Coalescence
and bomb?
throws people off too. I'll say that about Coalescence.
It
confuses
does. So are you saying Trance and Coalescence or Coalescence and bomb?
Coalescence and Bomb. Sorry.
They
I
do
misspoke.
nothing for each other.
No, not
No,
directly.
the Coalescence absolutely scatters and confuses people. It like just takes over your fucking screen, and you don't know. Like, I don't think people would react well.
That's true, but
So
That's
there
not the
wouldn't-
point, though. The
but
point is
Mirage
that
be
if
better?
you were to throw it in the back, you force the Reinhardt and the Zarya to do something about it. Otherwise, it's going to kill most or all. Of
not necessarily. There's enough cover in. Let's see if we can reposition. There's enough cover in here that unless I place it perfectly like Poco does, they're going to be able to just hide somewhere.
Can I say something?
Yeah?
You know what I would do?
What?
Since we know that they have Grav and Dorado ult, in my mind, those would be the 2 things that can stop us the easiest, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I would do is engage with Diva ult. That would zone them to allow our Pharah to barrage at least 2 people, right? Those are 2
Thank
picks.
you. Get into what I'm going at.
And then that would be, those 2 would just be all the ults that I would use. We would just engage off of that 6v4.
So if that works, great. But that's unreliable, right? There's no guarantee that people will scatter in a way that maybe 2 of them will be together for Blada Barrage, right? And then you've actually lost one of your big sustain ults for contesting the point at the end of the fight, right? Especially going into the last minute. Diva having bomb is really powerful because it gives her like a 70 to 80% chance of being able to get back in mech and get a second mech in a fight.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean
So hold
like,
on. Speaking of Diva Bomb, this is a little bit off topic, but you'll appreciate this, Squid. Poco has 41 self-destruct kills in 3 matches. Second place after 2 matches is 11.
It's like 18. Yeah, he's a fucking monster. Well, so a big part of that, actually, if you watch, is that very often Fraggy pops Primal and pushes people into the way of it.
Yeah, he's getting
Right.
enabled.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
Yeah. But that, and then also he's just put in the countless hours of knowing exactly where to place bombs at every point on every map, and I just don't have the fucking time for that.
Yeah.
okay, so that was bad wording on my part. I didn't mean to like barrage whoever. I meant to barrage either Zarya or Zen.
Okay, so specifically target one of those 2.
And if they're both together, well, good. Even
Okay.
better.
Okay. That makes sense. The only thing is where is Blah right now?
Hold on a second.
Is Blah flanking?
Yes. So Blah has engaged with Barrage before the rest of our team has even walked in, which I think is kind of a misplay.
That's solo queue play.
That is
Yeah.
solo Q play. be careful about that, right? Especially with like flanking DPS. Have to be really careful about making sure you're engaging at the same or slightly after time as when your tanks are engaged.
Yeah,
Fuck, I have the
think
hiccups.
was a little bit early.
Yeah. Fuck me. Okay. But basically, you take one, and you get killed for it, and then I think they hit the reset button on that Zarya.
I mean, I get Zarya, but
Oh no, no. So she just this fight goes so long that she comes back with Grav. I also fucking
so-
waste this bomb.
What was that bomb?
Could've
Don't
thrown it
ask.
in the back.
Yep.
That's what I was thinking.
So
I think he
that
thought he
bomb-
was gonna die, and then I popped trance to try to keep him up, and then he was already ready to hit bomb.
No communication.
Well, yeah, that was.
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
one of the
yeah, yeah.
losses we did
Look
before
at-
the-
Look at my health. So I get healed up and then actually like lose all my fucking health again immediately from something. I don't even know
happens?
what.
Junkrat ult. It's the Junkrat ult.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Tyre.
That's
Okay.
why I popped trance. Okay, I popped trance because I heard that coming in. Okay.
Okay.
Jaeger! Oh my fucking god.
So I just throw it up. I should have thrown it out. That's my bad. But there's a lot of misplays in this specific fight. I killed a Mercy, but I'm not coordinated with Jaeger right now, which is another misplay.
You got
And
two.
he
Jaeger
dies
makes a
for
good
it.
Call on diving the Zenyatta, but yeah, the Zarya just kind of appears out of nowhere.
Literally saved
because of the
him. Saved
respawn.
him. He was like
Yeah,
one pick
McCree
away.
just ruins us.
Yeah, that Zarya making it back just wrecks all of us. So yeah, the early
But
the early barrage I think is what
But-
set that all off.
But if we go back, if I was with Jaeger at this point, does Tommy have free range on our back line right now? Kind of. Blood is still shattered and Calhoun's about. Maybe he can take Tommy on. I guess he's not at full health, but he does have Harmony right now. But we could have probably picked the Zen between the two of us, right? And then I'm gonna think maybe Tommy or maybe Calhoun takes the 1v1 with Tommy or something, right? But then they just have a Zarya and a McCree, and it's a 4v2 at that point, right? Instead,
So
I've given them a
even with
3v3.
even with the Graviton, which probably would have come out anyway, even in that
Yeah.
42,
Yep.
they wouldn't have had the dead eye up. So
We
Yeah.
would have been in a better position to contest the
Yep.
ground too. We
Like
would've
I
been
said,
before.
this whole fight's pretty much my fault that we lost. So, there were misplays by everyone, but there were a lot of misplays by me. So I
Yeah,
guess there
and-
weren't misplays by everyone, but I
remember,
fucked up
like,
a lot.
comms on that, there was not a lot
Yeah.
of calls on Dorado, period, even on defense.
Yeah.
So,
I think we
Honestly,
just
you guys could have killed McCree.
I want to figure out a set bomb where you just land it right on top of the fountain.
It's still easy to hide away from
yeah.
the doorway, and you see all the cover.
Yeah.
you're better
Yeah, but
off
if you,
putting it.
But if you put it there, then
Do you see the Lumerico symbol with the green shit around it?
yeah.
Right there, that's probably a better place because it catches a lot of the corners that they can hide around from it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that basically requires me to spend hours browsing through Reddit threads and then in game trying to find the exact perfect spot to put these. And even then replicating it in game is tough.
Well, here though, you can also just throw it up against the doors on the
Like
left
here?
side. No, the doorway that we go through on the left, that's currently closed, that the payload goes through. You throw it up
okay.
against the wall there, and you can essentially achieve the
I don't
same
think it
thing.
would. I don't think it can go the full distance from the stairs here all the way.
Yeah, you may not be able to make it from the stairs there, but
But
I think that's kind of a good target.
So if you have the doors in mind, you'll on the symbol.
maybe.
Can you play it just where the McCree high noons? I want to see if you could have died. Grav
Oh.
comes out.
I get flashed, which enables the grav, right? Because then I can't eat it, right? And then she pops me out of mech before I can high noon.
Wait, could you pause it just like when he's like charging up High Noon and you guys are in the grab. Okay, so let's see. Cahoon is there.
Wait, what? No, I'm in the grav.
Yeah, I can see where Cahoon is.
Yeah, who's in the graph right now?
Blood is in
1,
the
2,
range.
3.
Blood should be able to get out.
She may have just used the ability.
Shit,
I don't know if
yeah,
it's on
okay.
cooldown, right?
That's
I
true.
think Cahoon should have killed the Tommy.
Dude, it's hard to see in grav, especially depending on who is also.
I
with
just
you.
killed Azario, so I would also have to like immediately just whip around
Yeah,
and find him and like ping him with 2 headshots.
I'm not
like,
gonna
I know
fault
every
you
time
for
I've been
that.
Grab, usually the one target you can see most easily is Zarya because every time Zarya grabs, she's always right there.
Yeah,
So
it is hard to see someone this far away in a grav.
Wouldn't you be spamming? Well, you can hear it's High Noon, and you would also be spamming Discord, so you could just use the Discord as the target finder. That's what I do a lot of the time.
it is tough to do though, regardless. But yes, I think that train of thought is a good one to follow through on.
Free definitely could have died.
The possibility exists. Yes, it's tough though.
I don't know. Anyway, that's about all I got for this. So
That's Dorado.
that's Dorado.
Right.
All right, nice.
Anyone else have any final thoughts on this?
I don't.
Okay. So I think one of our I think going forward for next scrim, I think some of the things we need to work on are improving consistency in calling, right? So it seems like we finally have roles ironed out and people are starting to get comfortable with them, but I think we slack off at times or we get tilted and don't do it, right?
Yeah, I think
know-
Dorado here was just a little bit of slacking on Iron's
Yeah.
part.
But I think working on consistency, obviously getting new people integrated in their roles, right? Still trying to work so improving dive targets, which we talked a little bit about, and that's just something that comes with time. And then I know like for me specifically, just continuing to try to work with basically like keep Winston alive, right? That's like, I don't want to say rule number 1, but like that's the main focus as Diva is keep Winston alive and know where he, like I need to use him as an accountability buddy and make sure I always know where he is. Only be kind of like going somewhere else if I know that he's in an okay place or if my supports desperately need me to peel for them, right? But yeah.
I have some stuff I wanna. I have a quick thing I want to talk about after we're done with Overwatch stuff.
About
does
not
anyone else
Overwatch,
wanna
I
say
guess.
anything? Yeah, kind of.
Okay. Anyone else have any thoughts?
Nope.
All right, sounds good.
Okay.